Hello, everyone. I want to share with you a training course, has been such a wonderful and difficult experience for me to do. So this course is about sharing with you how to meditate. And I had such a hard time because it's not like my other courses that I've done, like joint locks or parkour or kicking or all this other stuff. This was by far the most difficult one for me because it's not so much teaching you what to do, is sharing with you what not to do, is more of taking away stuff and rather than adding stuff. I put together a little introduction to tell you what kind of this is all about. So the first thing is I didn't make any of this stuff up because most stuff are principle based, which means they've been around for years and they will continue to be around, and we don't have to like it, and we don't have to be aware of it. They're just there, you know. So I always tell my students it's kind of like gravity. You don't have to be aware of gravity to fall down, right? It's a principle thing, and it will happen. So I don't want to take credit for any of this stuff because it's nothing that I've really made up, but I've taken and from other gurus and other teachers that I've had. This is not a course that you learn in one session. This is not something you will get, and this is definitely not something as an owner or a head instructor you get and you give it to one of your staff members and you go, okay, well, go make this happen. Let's start teaching this. Let's add this to our curriculum. This is not one of those things. This is one of those things that you would have to do yourself as the owner. Then the staff have to do it. Then your advanced students. Then you go back to the beginners. You don't want to do this because you want to add necessarily another thing to your curriculum. I think you should do it because it's good for you first. It's the right thing to do. And by you doing it, first of all, you will get the most benefit out of it. Your instructors will get most out of it. Your family will get the most out of it. And everybody to come in touch with you will be influenced by it because people will see there's something different about you. So this is not something you just kind of get by just watching this one time. So just like most martial art techniques, but this is actually a little bit more difficult in my opinion. We as martial art instructors and owners we have many different roles that we play. We play junior psychologist, we play somebody who gives advice to parents about the kids, sometimes about their families or whatever. So I kind of worded out, we become like a mob. So we kind of go through everybody's shit and help everybody clean up all their stuff. But then at night, and when we're by ourselves, we take that home with us. So we need a way to clean that mop so we can go on for the next day. So learning how to meditate and let go and some of this stuff is the way for clean our mop so we can go ahead about our life differently. This, like I told you before, this is going to start with you first doing it. Then you're going to have to introduce it to your staff. This is not something you have your staff necessarily learn. This will be something that staff should come to you and say, sir, I noticed something different about you. I want to know what's going on, and I want this. I think that's a better way to share this concept with your staff and with your students. It will work better than trying to actually teach it. This is not about addition. This is learning how to meditate is not about addition. It's not about literally telling people what to do. Eventually come down to, as you know, there's two ways to build a nice statue, right? One way is you get clay and you put it together and you end up with a nice thing. The other way to do it is you get a solid piece of marble and you take away stuff and what stays is beautiful, right? They're both good. This is not a conversation about bad or good, but two ways of building this thing. So meditation is about really the second way. We're not gonna try to do stuff. We're gonna stop doing other stuff, right? And I'll share with you some of the ways that I would like for you to try. There's a great saying by Rumi. It says, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within you that you have built against it." Right? It's kind of like another quote that I like is, "What are you pretending not to know? even the conversation might be in your head right now. Like, I know how to meditate. I know, I meditate. But I want you to open your eyes to see a different way and see if that's going to work for you. Biggest thing I want to start with meditation is that one, this is not going to be about you creating a small sanctuary for yourself, get a Buddha head and put a little smelly thing around and get a whole bunch of kanji and put it everywhere and make a room for meditation. Because as martial artists, we should do meditation in action. We don't need that necessarily a place. So don't go out of your way to, buy yourself the right music and, like I said, a Buddha head and put it, make it look like you're all that. So don't fall into those traps. So with all that, I'm really excited to share this concept with you, and I think you will take this to the next step, for you first, then for your family, then for your staff, and for your students.